So this question made a comeback. And honestly, I have a lot to say about this question. So one of the other things that I wish someone told me before I was a founder is to start before I was ready. You don't have to have the perfect idea. You don't have to have the perfect camera, the perfect phone, the perfect setting. You just have to show up with what you have. And people talk about showing up a lot, but people don't talk about the power of consistency. And I'm just going to give you an example as to why you should start before you're ready. You would build so much skill than you even realize that you're building. Putting yourself out in the world is not easy. When you put yourself out in the world, you give yourself an opportunity to get feedback from people you don't know. That is very important because they are not necessarily going to lie to you because they don't know you. So they're going to give you very honest feedback. Feedback is absolutely valuable in building a legacy, in building a good brand, and in building a brand that is sustainable, because you have to understand that you work from the customer backwards, because they don't see your products like you do. They didn't spend hours timing and pouring the idea into the product. They just see what you put out. You get a chance to have feedback. Another thing is you get a chance to build mental resilience. People don't talk about mental resilience a lot. Mental resilience is what makes you keep putting yourself out there against the odds. And sometimes life will test you to see if you're ready for what you're asking for. By putting yourself consistently out there, life is giving you mental resilience. And as you grow, you start to notice that your emotional reaction, your emotional attunement, your emotional adaptability is just refining. You approach situations differently. The way you think, the way you handle situations, the way you strategize is completely different from the average person's, because you have been consistent, and also because you started before there was ever that thing. There's something about the early adopter. There's something about starting when there's not a path, about being the one to pave the way. It teaches you a lot of skills. It teaches you a lot of mental resilience. It is just something that you would always be proud of. You would always have a sense of confidence in yourself that you did this thing. No matter how it went, you would see yourself showing up for yourself every day. And that is the evidence that your brain needs to tell you that you should keep going. Sometimes when people give up, it's because they haven't built a lot of mental resilience. It's because they haven't shown their brain a lot of evidence that they should keep going. So your brain does what it knows. It goes to doing what is familiar and allows you to be comfortable, allows you and protects you. But you just have to just put yourself out there, because you would always have a question in your heart. What if is the biggest regret you can ever have in this life? Because to conquer that resentment of what if, you need to try. If you don't try, you wouldn't be able to refine your craft. And most of the greats today never started when they were ready. Life wanted them to see that they could live up to the task. When they lived up to that task, life rewarded them. And that is just the principle to live by. Honestly, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to put yourself out there. You do not know who you're encouraging. You do not know who is watching. You do not know who is waiting for your talent. The question that I like to ask is, what if you are supposed to bless somebody because you are sitting on your ass? This person is not able to receive the gift that God has deposited in you. You always have to have that at the back of your mind and ask yourself, all the people you admire today, if they didn't keep showing up, if they didn't keep putting themselves out there, would they be the people that they are today? That's something for you to think about. So I would leave you with that. I will say, start before you are ready. Nothing is ever perfect, and perfectionism is just an illusion. You start, you refine, you grow, and that is how you're sustainable. So I hope that helps you, and I hope that blesses you. Thank you.